Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're from. Today I actually wanted to talk about 10 particular anime that I thought, require season 2. And yeah, this is my own personal list, of course. It depends on what series you've seen, it depends on what series I've seen. So if there's any series that you think needs a season 2, definitely leave it in the comments down below. Yeah, let's get started with the video. These particular series, they just needed season 2 because I just felt that either they had cliffhangers or either the story itself could be further expanded, and it just makes it more exciting. Till this particular day, some of these series I just dread so much that there's no announcements of a season 2, and it's just horrible. Really, it's not a great feeling. But yeah, I'll be going through 10 different series that I believe really need a season 2. Alright, so the first series I'm going to talk about here is Kill la Kill. So Kill la Kill is an incredibly fast-paced story. Everything's just done really fast. In fact, if you actually watch episode 15 or episode 16, it literally in the first minute of that episode, it recaps the first 14 or 15 episodes, which is crazy. And yeah, that's how quick the actual pacing of the story is. It's incredibly fast, and there's a lot to get through, and it is actually a 24 episode series. So you might think, with this whole fast pacing, with the fact that it's a 24 episode series, wouldn't you have actually covered everything you need to in the particular story? Well, the interesting thing is, no, they actually didn't really. I still had quite a few questions after the actual series ended, and I felt that the story itself could be further expanded, where we could actually know a bit more about the particular clothing and what they particularly did. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about here, definitely watch the series first. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, so with this I'm just gonna describe every series here without spoiling them. Now, although the so-called main story kind of ended, and it didn't really end on a cliffhanger either, I do think that the story itself could be further expanded by actually telling us a bit more about what the clothing can actually do, and the different worlds. I don't know, I don't want to go into too much spoiler territory here, so I'll just leave it at that. Basically, there's just a lot that I want to know by the time I finish watching the series. You'll definitely feel satisfied when you finished watching the series, for sure, but there are some questions that make you wonder, maybe if there was a season 2, this series would also be just even more amazing. Alright, so moving on to number 9, we're talking about Dumbbells. So if you guys haven't actually checked out this series, definitely go watch it. It's a really funny series, really amazing series. Great learning experience as well. This was, again, just another series that you could actually compare to Cells at Work, where it is a learning experience. Every single episode, they are teaching you something new. They are accurate, they are very detailed as well. So yeah, and it combines both comedy and also just a slice of life kind of feel to it. So definitely a series well worth watching. That I was very surprised that there isn't a season 2, though I do kind of expect a season 2 because the manga is still ongoing. So for that reason, I do believe that if we do get a season 2, I'll definitely be very happy. Alright, so moving on to number 8, this should probably be a lot higher on the list, but The Promised Neverland. The Promised Neverland is an incredible story. I mean, season 1 was just insane, and I believe we're actually getting a live action of it. I don't know if you guys have actually heard the news yet, but yeah, there is going to be a live action based off season 1, I believe. I don't know, I think it's a live action movie, but yeah, the series itself, the first season was just really good. Honestly, I could feel satisfied after just watching the first season, but there is definitely a lot of questions I have. Kind of a cliffhanger itself, of course, the manga is still going. Well, rather, the manga continues on, and the manga has already ended, I believe. With that being said, The Promised Neverland still should deserve a second series for the anime, a second sequel to it, I guess, second season. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to get out, but yeah, a second season is definitely something I would like to see, and hopefully we do get one. But I guess the reason why it's so low on the list right now is because it's already a series that has finished, and if you want, you could easily just go and read the manga. Alright, so number 7 on our list is Cells at Work. This is actually, again, like I said, it's comparable to Dumbbells, and yeah, you could pretty much learn from the series, and I just feel like we could have a lot more of that slice of life, that more enjoyment, that learning experience. It's definitely really fun. Moving on to number 6, we have SSSS Gridman. I mean, come on, surely this one is a series that everyone's heard about at least, right? I mean, this is such a good series. I mean, anyone who've actually watched the series already would definitely like a second season, am I right? I mean, sure, the main series itself, or the main story itself, kind of is already concluded, right? I mean, we pretty much concluded what happened to the main villain, so with that being said, technically the story is finished, right? Well, I actually believe that the world itself could be further expanded. I mean, it's so enjoyable seeing the different plot twists throughout the story, and the big major one where there's kind of like this outer world as well. It just makes it really interesting. It has that feel kind of like Killer Kill's storyline, where there's this outer world. Like I said, I'm really trying my best here not to reveal any spoilers, but I would like to see a second series for this, a second season for this, because I believe the story itself could be expanded upon. We could easily just go into a bigger or stronger villain, and that would definitely just really hype up the story. So yeah, I mean, if you guys know what I'm talking about, then yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't seen the series, I really don't want to spoil it for you guys, so definitely go watch it. It's just a really fun series that I wish that there was a season 2 for. Moving on to number 5, we have Gangster. Gangster left off at a huge cliffhanger. I can't believe it. I mean, yes, the mangaka did end up going on a hiatus because of certain health issues, so definitely understandable there. But that being said, she has actually returned into continuing the manga itself, and you know, the series is still ongoing, you know, in the manga, and I believe there's enough for the story to actually have a second season, so I definitely want to find out what happens. Should I read the manga? Maybe I should, yeah. Perhaps that would be a good idea, but at the same time, even if I did read it, I would still want to see it on screen where the different animations are actually moving around. That would be really fun, you know? So a second season is definitely something I would love. I'm sure a lot of other people would love as well, just because of that huge cliffhanger at the end of the first season. Moving on to number 4, this is a much older anime, so I don't even know if it would actually get a second season, but it is Dog and Scissors. So honestly, I was hoping it would be a lot longer to see how the life of a human that has been isekai'd into a dog's life in his own world still could potentially just end up being a longer series. I mean, this series could easily go on to become, I don't know, quite a few episodes long, really. I mean, you could actually continue this for the remainder of the dog's life, just to see what happens. And yeah, I just really want to see more of the story. It's a shame it ended so soon, I guess, so with so few episodes, but yeah, a second season, I would definitely love to see that as well. If you guys haven't checked out Dog and Scissors, it's definitely a really funny series. I definitely highly recommend you guys watch it. So yeah, go check it out. Alright, number 3 on my list is Man Wonderland. This might not be as enjoyable for a lot of other people out there, but I found it an interesting series, and I thought that the story itself was definitely left at a cliffhanger, so I wanted to find out a bit more as to why the story was the way it was, why the main character was actually experiencing what he was undergoing, and more about the other characters and how they actually are involved in this as well. I mean, it's literally just set in a whole prison and them trying to escape. Yeah, it's just really interesting, but at the same time, it's a really messed up kind of world. Yeah, definitely messes with your mind for sure, but without a season 2, it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels so weird, but I really want to see a season 2. The story feels very unfinished, and it's not one of those series where I'm tempted to go watch or read the manga, but I do really just want to see a second season for it, so hopefully there's an announcement for it, but it's one of the older ones that I really wish had a second season. Alright, number 2 is Death Parade. So there's so much more to explore about this world. I mean, you're pretty much an arbiter that's deciding the fate of someone after death, and it's so interesting. I mean, the story is so philosophical, and I love different series that are based off philosophical thoughts, where it actually does question our own philosophies in life. And seeing Death Parade is definitely a series that has quite a few mysteries left for it, so I would like to see what happens as we go along, because the main character, which I believe is the female character, her story is so, I don't know, I just felt that had it been a 24 episode series, it would be quite interesting. Not to say that it wasn't interesting with the 12 episodes, it just felt really rushed, it felt very abrupt, but at the same time, it was technically complete. As long as we get like a second season to kind of expand upon her backstory a bit, or her way of growth, because 12 episodes felt like really quick character growth, whereas if you made the series a bit longer, it could spend more time on that, and I still believe that they can. So yeah, I would definitely like to know more about the whole world. I mean, just the whole world of the Arbiters alone is in itself very interesting, very engaging, and I would definitely like to see them announce a second season for it. But it definitely might raise a lot of opinions, just because many people have mixed opinions about it. Alright, so finally, number 1, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are actually expecting this one, and it is No Game No Life. No Game No Life was a series that ended on a really big cliffhanger, and I was very surprised that they never announced a second series. I mean, I remember watching this a long time ago, so the fact that it never received a second season, it was just a huge surprise. Like, what on earth were they doing? I mean, that was such a huge cliffhanger, and the story itself, I mean, we all know it never concluded. I mean, there's so much more for them to go on. I mean, the end of the series, I mean, is it really a spoiler? They're basically challenging godlike figures, and yeah, the story just ends. It's crazy, but yeah, if this doesn't get a season 2, I don't know, I might go insane, because following the story along by continuing on with the manga, you can't really even do that, because they have, I don't know, it's just really hard to find. But that being said, I don't really have to repeat myself again. Basically, these are the 10 series that I really wished had a second series or a second season too. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely leave a like and share it with others who might have the same thought, or might be a good recommendation for them. But don't forget to also subscribe for more videos like this, and also post down your own top 10 list of what anime you wished had a season 2. But that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. This is Enigma, signing out.